There's been a lot of talk recently on YouTube, on articles, pretty much anywhere you're looking for news that Tesla's demand has collapsed, and specifically no one is out there buying the Model 3s, Model S's, or Model X's. And the question of course is, you gotta wonder, is this true? Well, insideEV actually released their numbers today for April 2019, comparing all of the car sales in the US across all different manufacturers for hybrid or pure electric cars. So what we're going to do is look at those numbers, compare all the manufacturers, compare Tesla, see how Tesla is doing year over year, and try to figure out if demand really has collapsed and if it's something we should be concerned about if we're invested in Tesla stock. Okay, so let's start off by looking at the auto industry as a whole here. So this table here shows us how sales have been in 2019 versus 2018 across the first 4 months. That's January, February, March, and April. As we can see, January, February, and March all had year-over-year growth in electric vehicle sales in the US. However, April had a significant decline. Remember, this is across all electric vehicles in the US, not just Tesla. The first 3 months had strong numbers globally, but that figure for April has not been released yet. But from the data that we have so far, I think that we can assume that we've beaten 2018's number year over year, but we came in weaker than March 2019's number when we look at the global sales. So I think it's safe to say, based on the numbers we just looked at, that demand has been softer when you're comparing the month over month. So April's numbers have been softer than March numbers, and April's numbers have been softer year over year as well compared to last year. Okay, so now that we understand the numbers for EVs kind of in the US and globally, let's look at Tesla specifically. Now looking at the table here, you'll notice that it's not sorted by the most to least number of sales. So we'll have to take a little bit of time and look a bit closer here. So the first thing you'll notice is really who's at the top of this list here. That's right, it's Tesla with their Model 3. Following Tesla with number of sales is Toyota Prius Prime in second. And then after that is Model X in third, and the Model S actually finished in seventh. So in the top 10 EV sales across America, Tesla had all 3 of their cars make the list. But wait, some of these cars are hybrid cars, they're not pure electric cars, so I don't think that it's a fair comparison to compare a hybrid versus pure electric, because eventually the trend is to go pure electric. Also, these hybrid cars don't really offer as much range if you're going to be using just the electric portion of it as compared to a pure electric car, so I don't think that it's a fair comparison to use here. So what we're going to do is actually kind of negate these hybrid sales and just look at pure electric car sales. Now if we look here at just electric cars, things look even better for Tesla. They claim the first, second, and fifth spots with their cars. And it seems like the only other cars that come close or somewhat close to the numbers, nowhere near the Model 3 numbers, but close to the Model S and X numbers, is the Chevy Bolt EV and the Nissan Leaf. Neither of which are premium cars, and they're both cars that if someone's out there looking for a more luxury type car, they're not going to be considering a Nissan or a Chevrolet. And now to add to this, if we compare month over month sales, the Model 3 was the only pure electric car on this list that had more or less flat month over month sales. All other cars, including Tesla's own Model S and X, had significantly less sales in April. And this just goes to show the nature of the business and the industry, and we have to look at all the facts here like this before making a rash decision on Tesla's sales numbers. And now finally comparing 2018 figures to 2019, we can see that when looking at April, Model 3 and Model X sales were actually up year over year. 3 was up significantly, but X was only slightly up, but up nonetheless. If we look at Model S sales, they actually dropped, and we look at the other closest competitor, which is the Prius Prime from Toyota, those sales actually dropped as well. So now you tell me, based on these figures that we saw, which are facts, does it look like Tesla sales are struggling? I would say that if you're looking at the Model S sales, yes, they are struggling, most likely because Model 3 is kind of cannibalizing that, and people are looking to buy the Model 3 now instead of the Model S because it is a cheaper car. But if you look at Model X sales year over year, still growing very slightly, but still growing. But nonetheless, I would say that the Model S and X sales do need to pick up significantly this year. And Tesla does know this and they recognize this, which is why they announced a refresh recently on the performance and range for these cars. So we should see some sales pick up. We'll have to wait till next quarter to find out what the actual numbers are though. But if we're looking at just Model 3 sales, those numbers are stronger than ever. And in my opinion, these numbers are going to continue getting stronger throughout 2019, into 2020, and so on and so forth. They're expanding to Europe, they're going to be selling more cars in China with the new Gigafactory, and it's just going to be so much more accessible and affordable to people around the world, which is why I think this trend is actually going to keep continuing on for Tesla here. But personally, what I would like to see as an investor is production and delivery numbers increasing significantly here in the back half of 2019. Right now they're sitting around 10,000 Model 3s a month, but I would like to see that grow much more over the next few months. If Tesla continues to sell these 10,000 Model 3s in the US for the remainder of the year for every single month, that'll equate to another 80,000 Model 3s that will be sold by the end of 2019, which equates to around maybe 110 to 115,000 Model 3 sold in the US by the end of 2019. Now, if Tesla can replicate these numbers in Europe and in China, I think that they will have no issues at all hitting their guidance, which was guided between 360,000 and 400,000 vehicles for 2019. Of course, Musk is a lot more optimistic here. It's not an official number, but his prediction is closer to 500,000 cars for 2019. Guys, this is a quick video on Tesla with the numbers. I just saw this article. I thought something I should share with you guys. So if you appreciate that, please drop a huge like on this video. It does help the channel out a lot. And now that we have the facts for April, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on Tesla. Has your opinion changed on the stock? Will you be buying the stock, selling the stock? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you're interested in a more bearish video that I covered recently on Tesla, make sure to check that out here. But either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to invest positively, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Oh, and I apologize for any sounds that you may hear. It is raining and seems to be a storm coming in, so hopefully that didn't affect the video too much.